Welcome to the Too Much Podcast.
We're so glad to have
you. We're laughing because Morgan's having to fight her urge to sing the welcome.
It is so hard for me. Yeah. I want to sing, but it's because I'm on a quest to get discovered for really anything.
Like you're just like you're casting a wide net.
Absolutely. Like if you don't love me for my looks and you don't want me to be a model, fine, then I'll sing. If you don't love me for my voice, fine, then I'll act. If you don't love me for my acting, fine, then I'll dance. If you don't love me for any of that, at least love me for what I bring to the table on a humor scale.
Yeah.
And just sign me up for any MTV show.
When in doubt, reality TV. I feel like if you did all of that, you'd end up with an EGOT.
I agree. And people don't understand the talent hanging out under the surface for me.
I think we should go back, redo manifesting, and start with that one.
And you know what? I think you're correct. Because I honestly don't even know how I missed it. Maybe I'm manifesting it so hard that I couldn't even bring it up.
Couldn't even bring it up because it's just so much of who you are.
Yeah. No, I think it is. When you have that kind of talent, it does.
The EGOT blood runs through your veins.
It really does. It really does. You can't escape it.
If you're a savant, you're a savant.
I've been saying it all along.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about... We're talking about tripping. But not the crazy kind of tripping.
I went on a trip yesterday.
You sure did.
I met...
I want everyone to know.
I met King Jesus.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So...
Hallelujah.
Yesterday it all started on Thursday evening.
I was about to say, I feel like we need to start from the beginning.
Where I got a neck headache. You know what I mean by that?
Kind of, sort of.
Like you can't release your neck.
Yeah.
Which is not abnormal for me.
She's a tense person.
I'm just overall stressed about literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not abnormal, and took some Advil, didn't really sleep. That's abnormal. I'm a big sleeper.
Big sleeper.
So woke up grumpy. Also this week,
Wait, that was when we were texting on Friday morning.
We were raging.
Yeah. Because neither of us slept good, and we were texting, and literally we were so mad at everything.
And anything set me off.
Yeah, we couldn't even point a finger, really. We were just mad at everything.
I was growly.
Yeah. No. Okay, keep going.
Well, headache didn't go away. That's abnormal, too.
Yeah.
So I'm alternating Tylenol, Advil, for all you doctors out there, I know what I'm doing. And
well-versed. Okay.
Well-versed in the pain remediation. And
good word.
Thank you. I get grumpier and grumpier. I get more agitated. The headache doesn't go away. And I'm short with my kids. I'm short with Michael. And, I didn't sleep the next night either. And Gus wakes up at like 2 a.m. and he had a bad dream, which apparently is a 4-year-old thing. Like this is something we're like starting to deal with right now. And I wake up at 2 a.m. I can't go back to sleep. Well, I'm kind of panicked because you know how if you fall asleep on your arm and you wake up and you like feel the your arm's been asleep. So you have the needles.
Yeah. Happened to me this morning.
So that's also not abnormal for me, but it was in both of my arms. And I couldn't feel my hands. And I immediately went to heart attack.
Yeah, I mean, as anyone would.
Immediately
Any of us anxious girlies would, yeah.
Immediately went to, this is it.
Yep.
And the internet's not helpful here, which we all know. But the internet's not helpful because it says girls don't have heart attacks like men do.
Yes.
It's not like the movies where you're grabbing your chest and falling over. It's little tiny things over long periods of time.
Yep.
And I'm going, I can point back to a lot of little tiny things.
I've got a list going. And WebMD's just checking them off.
But I've been in therapy for 15 years. I really try to be as rational as I can about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't go back to sleep. I toss and turn. I read a smut book to distract me. As one does.
Yeah, as anyone would.
Didn't calm me down like it should have.
Yeah. And that's really the sign, honestly.
That's how we know. We get up out of bed. I'm moseying around and I'm not better. My headache's still there. My heart is pounding. and I can't feel my arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, no,
I'm done.
So around 2 p.m., I look at Michael and I'm like, I feel like I'm irresponsible as a mother if I don't go get this checked out. And I'm going to tell you the last place on earth I ever want to be is the ER.
All day long.
But I'm not going to doctor's care and letting them take my blood pressure and say, you're good. Like, I'm not going to waste my time.
Well, and really, I feel like any doctor's care, and I mean this respectfully, I really do, is just a literal, like, it's just a stop on the way to the ER. There's not one person that I've ever heard tell a story that didn't start with, and so I went to doctor's care, and yeah, they just immediately sent me to the ER. But then the story kind of always ends with, like, you're fine, it's this, that, the other.
Yep.
But it's like, it's really, I mean, I've not been to a doctor's care or an urgent care where I felt like I actually got cared for.
It's great when you have the flu. They can give you Tamiflu. Great. It's great when you have strep throat. Perfect. If you know the problem that you have, going to doctor's care to get your antibiotic is perfect.
Yeah.
There's a time and place. If you're thinking you're having a heart attack at 31, doctor's care ain't it.
They will be turning you away.
They will say, hey, I think we should get you in an ambulance. And then they're going to charge you $4,000 for the ambulance.
True.
So I go straight to the ER by myself. And I'm there for 8 hours.
Yeah. From 2 until
10.
10. Yeah. Yeah.
And boy.
As a witness.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
So immediately I get there, they do an EKG. And I'm like, oh, this shit's real.
Yeah. I'm going down.
I've lost it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to tell the podcast tomorrow that I've had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Which is one way to get started, honestly.
It'll make for a good story.
Absolutely. Honestly, we go viral.
You know what? If I was here, can you imagine? Do an EKG because I say chest pain, I can't feel my arms. The nurse is like, can I get an EKG? And I'm like, okay, thank you for taking me seriously. And they do. The whole time they take me seriously. But
shout out. Love that.
Everything is running preemptive test more than it is, hey, we know what's wrong with you. So that's why I wait for so long.
Right.
You know, when someone comes in having a seizure, which I saw yesterday, don't recommend, he got priority.
Yeah.
As he should.
He jumped the line. Rude.
I have 2 people that I met yesterday. And by met, I mean just sat near.
Witnessed, yeah.
We had the whole of the ER, everyone who was there, it's a dark place, but we had a Lord of the Flies moment. Where we were all agreeing upon the ER government that had existed.
Yeah.
And it has existed for long before we had been there.
Right, of course.
And that government said to us, don't talk to the schizophrenic man that's screaming.
Yeah.
And these poor women walk in. They were new, fresh blood.
Yeah. They had no idea.
Hadn't been told yet, hey, don't talk to the schizophrenic man.
The man screaming, yeah.
They're talking to him, oh, you know, whatever. And we're all like, God, please, come on. And one of the women goes, sir, what's your name? And he bends over, starts cackling, hands on his knees, and he goes, King Jesus, baby. And I said, I've got to get out of here.
100%. That was your sign.
That was my sign from Jesus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, 4 hours in, to which you had another 4 to go.
Yes, and beside me, there's a pony wall. I got in a corner. I'm wearing a mask. I'm freaking out. I have OCD. I'm thinking I'm in the ER where everyone has every disease ever. I'm going to get all of it. I'm panic spraying my hands with stuff. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
And this woman gets rolled up beside me, beside this pony wall. So I can see her. We can make eye contact. I don't, though.
Of course not.
But the whole time.
I love this.
She's going. And I don't know I do not feel her pain. But what I will tell you is, dear God, woman.
Yeah, please.
If you think scream crying is going to get you anywhere closer.
If they're not listening to King Jesus screaming.
They're not listening to you, bitch.
They're not.
I have no compassion for anyone. So,
well, because these ER nurses, they are God's strongest warriors, for real. Oh, they're calloused, but not in a bad way. In like, they have seen the unimaginable.
The worst of the worst. And if
every day.
And if they're going to prioritize you, your shit's rough.
Bad.
And if you're not prioritized, get in line.
Yeah, you've
got to understand that's the way life is.
There's a hierarchy in everywhere, but especially in the ER.
And it doesn't matter how nice I was to them.
No.
They weren't going to get me back any quicker.
No.
Well, I'm going to wrap this trip up with, I got a CT scan, clear.
She's fine, guys.
I had a migraine headache that, due to my tense shoulders, pinched a nerve.
Mm-hmm. A real domino effect, as some would say.
I was dehydrated severely.
Yep.
Fine. I drank alcohol the night before because I was so stressed.
Yep.
So reasonable. And I had a panic attack. So
that's what we classify in our 30s as a bad trip.
Hey, Morgan, what makes a good trip?
I'm going to tell you what makes a good trip. A girl's trip.
Amen. Can we go on one today? I've got it.
Literally, you just tell me when. The kids are in Hendersonville.
Let's go.
We can hop in the car and, again, welcome to the kidless life. No one will ask a question. It's amazing.
When they don't make it to school tomorrow, I get the call.
And, well,
I'm so sorry. I'm in Charleston with Morgan.
I had to take a girl's trip. You don't know what I've been through this weekend.
Don't know what I've been through.
If you knew, then you wouldn't be judging Mrs.
Kamiko.
Exactly. Exactly what I was going to say.
I should have brought her up. I love her so much.
Yeah, I'm
She's
sure.
a precious angel.
I bet.
That she would call. She misses Lark.
Yeah, well, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too.
I French braided Lark's hair today.
Cute.
Yeah.
All right. That. She's becoming quite the fashionista, honestly.
I love her.
Yeah, me too. Anyways, one thing about us, you're going to learn, you're going to see, you're going to experience.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, podcasting is just the first thing. When we start vlogging,
oh God,
honey,
we have a little handheld now. I'm gonna be zooming in
catch
and
us
out
on the streets.
Zooming
catch us
in
on the
and
streets is all I'm saying. We're gonna be vlogging, we're gonna be moving, but one thing about us, we love a girl's trip. When we hang out,
yes,
at least I don't want to say every time, but at least every other. Which we hang out a lot. I probably see you more than most people in my life.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. We're planning some kind of trip.
Yeah.
We're dreaming, we're believing, we are manifesting as
we've learned.
As we've learned and
we're
as
big
we do.
Manifestors.
Big manifestors. And we're just always dreaming and believing for a trip. And I will say, we're gals that get the trip out of the group chat. Like, we take action.
Yeah.
We'll book a flight.
We're ready to go to war. We learned. We know this about us.
If we have Amazon Prime, we are ready for anything.
And if Amazon Prime can book me a flight, I'm going.
Bezos.
Hello.
That's an idea.
That's a really good idea.
That's a really good idea. I mean, Amazon does everything else.
Rachel,
HR at Amazon.
Can you get this on the docket, please?
But if we don't get a cut,
I
we're burning a warehouse down.
I swear to God. I will.
Scorching the earth.
Is that an act of terrorism?
Who's to say? Anyways, if that does happen, it wasn't us.
Never.
All right?
You can't prove it.
You can't prove it. We were right here all along on camera. Anywho, so we love a girls trip. We will plan. We will book a flight. We will book a trip. We love it. We'll make a doc.
We're very good at traveling together.
Yes, we are.
And I think that's critical in what makes a girls trip good.
Yes.
Who you travel with.
Yeah. Also just a mark of friendship too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you either, like, can we go the long haul?
Yeah. Or are we just an afternoon type of gal?
100%.
And that's fine. There's time and place.
Yeah.
We need all walks of life.
Yeah. No, but I agree. I think when, so we're talking about girls trips. We're talking about tripping in general. So we're going to talk through some trips that we've been on. We're going to talk through, like, what makes a good girls trip, all those types of things. And I think first and foremost, you have to figure out, who do you travel well with?
Yeah.
And who do you not? Because it's not necessarily a mark on their character. You just have to know.
Right.
Because traveling can be stressful. There's a lot that comes with it. There can be a lot of
stress.
A lot of unknowns. You got to know, okay, is she flexible? Is she not flexible? Yep. Are we like stick to the itinerary kind of people? Or are we going to be chill and figure out what our next move is?
Yep.
And so anyways, you have to figure out.
If you're uptight and you want every single hour or down to the minute booked and done, travel with someone who is like that, who understands that and respects that.
Yes.
Now, could I guarantee that that's going to be a fun time? No, because travel's not playing by your rules. But if that's who you are, do it.
Do it.
Put a contingency plan in, do it. If you're laid back, travel with laid back people, or travel with someone who's a step ahead of you in the uptightness.
Yeah.
So that as long as you're laid back enough to go with the flow, that they've done a little bit more planning than you.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not just rotten.
Yes.
In another place.
100%. You're along for the ride.
Yep.
You are bringing good attitude.
Yep.
You are bringing...
You're a cheerleader.
Yes. Good times, encouragement to said planner.
Yep.
We are very similar, and I feel like we love to have points throughout the day that are planned, and the in-between, we're kind of just floating around. Like, we're figuring it out.
You never know when you're going to rest.
Never know.
You never know when the shopping trip's going to go a little bit longer. Because you found so much. Or shorter because you didn't find anything.
Right. You never know.
You never know if you're just going to want to have that other glass of wine at lunch.
Yep.
Or if you spot something you forgot to even think about. Like, you want to have that margin.
Yeah. Like, if you pass a cute coffee shop,
you need to be able to go in and do it.
You need to be able to go in and fully enjoy it and not be thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to get to my next reservation. Because as you well know, one of our hobbies is making restaurant reservations.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a huge part of traveling is like figuring out where you're going to eat, where are the hot spots, where are the places you want to go. Like, those can kind of be your tick points. And then in between knowing, okay, I've got 3 hours between this and that. I'm going to float. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to sit on a park bench and read my book for a little bit. Like, just being flexible. Is, I think, the key to a fantastic girls trip. And even, I mean, traveling with anyone, we say girls trips because that's what we know best.
You should travel, before you marry anyone, you should travel with them.
I completely agree.
Because there is nothing worse than finding out you're incompatible travel-wise with your spouse.
100%.
You
and we mean fly somewhere.
Get on a plane and let American Airlines ruin your life.
Yes. Go to the airport.
And see how they react. And see how you react.
Yes. And then that's going to be your telltale sign.
Is
this going to last?
Yeah.
Or do we need to cut it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people, I grew up in a family that when we went on vacation, eating out was part of the vacation.
Yes.
It was, the culinary experience was a facet of the trip itself. There are people, great friends of mine that I know, that will pack peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, 100%.
And I would rather die.
Would rather die. I went to Charleston. These people will remain nameless because I do love them. But we went to Charleston, which if you are not familiar with Charleston, Charleston is known as a foodie town. It is known for
excellent restaurants.
Yes, excellent restaurant, like Southern hospitality at its finest. Like King Street is shopping and restaurants. That is what Charleston is. You go to Charleston for shopping, you go to Charleston for the food, and then you go to Charleston for the beach. Okay, like that is in that order. Okay,
and the history,
of course.
If you're me,
we are history buffs.
Huge.
I went to Boston one time,
and she is George Washington's
I'm gonna tell you
direct great grandfather.
Daughter. Yep, same. That's why I'm so rich. History's so important, guys. That's a whole other episode.
Here we go.
Crazy, y'all.
Two white girls talking about how important history is.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's got to be episode 5 for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. So y'all just buckle up for that one. But anyways, that really opened my eyes. But I'll tell you, anyways, Charleston, those are the things that I go for. I have been to Charleston with people who have suggested going to Texas Roadhouse.
No, couldn't, nope, nope,
Which,
nope.
Again,
no shade.
Well,
a little bit of shade.
A little bit of shade. I love a Texas Roadhouse. If I'm in Anderson, South Carolina, not really, but if I am, and I'm feeling kind of like ironic, like, it's like an ironic, funny thing. You know
it's
what I mean?
After a high school football game.
Yeah, like, not that I go to those, but if I did.
Well, and if,
But again, if I did, sure. Or if I'm just feeling funny, like if I was just like, this would be hilarious.
I want to go throw some peanuts on the ground.
Exactly. And I want to eat like 17 rolls and I want to eat some chicken tenders and all those kinds of things. Yes. Then I'm going to go to Texas Roadhouse. But if I'm in Charleston, I'm going to the newest, hottest spot.
Yes.
And nothing less.
Yes.
I will be hitting the newest, hottest spot. I will be putting it on Instagram. Yep. I will be shoving my opinion down your throat the next time you go.
Yep.
And making you go to that restaurant because it's so good.
And it'll be worth it.
And it'll be so worth it. It like I would put all of my money towards that.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree. And I think it's very important when traveling with someone. I'm going to say 2 things. Because I think the culinary experience is very important. If you are with someone who's going to pack a lunch, pack a breakfast, We're going to split
Y'all need to have that
something,
conversation beforehand.
Split something at dinner. You need to know that going in.
You need to know that immediately.
Because both of us, I know, we're ordering multiple drinks.
And we're ordering entrees that looked good to both of us so that we could share them.
So we can share all
Not just one entree, 2 entrees so that we can share them.
So that we can have a little bit. Multiple apps.
As many as we can get.
As many as we can
and
get.
And whatever the waiter's going to talk us into dessert-wise, we'll do it.
All day.
But he has to convince us.
He has to convince us.
If he's not convincing us, we're not doing it. We're going to go to Jenny's.
We're going to go to but yeah, we're always going to get dessert.
Yeah,
it just might not be
I need the waiter to fight to his death.
Yes. I need you telling me this is the best thing you can get. And we're going to say, great, we'll have 2.
Perfect.
And a cup of coffee, except not for her. She'll have decaf.
That won't be in the ER again.
That said, that's super important. Here was a huge tick for Clay and I.
Mm-hmm.
I realized growing up, part of my family, and really, I say my family, I really mean like my mom and I's trips that we go on. Like we always go on like a mother-daughter trip pretty much every year.
Mm-hmm.
A huge part of our trip is where we stay. It's huge. I'm glad you brought this up. This is huge. Like this is huge. I honestly have goosebumps thinking about it.
This is huge.
Because there are people who have the argument, the hotel is just where you sleep. That's one side.
Michael Wilson.
Clay Button.
And they can travel all they want together.
And they can live in a Motel 6.
They can go to a dumpster. I don't give a shit.
And I hope they have a blast.
And they will. And that's the problem.
Because all they're thinking about is all the money they're saving.
God almighty.
But that is so the opposite. So much of the trip for me
is the hotel.
If
I can't walk up to the front desk and say, may I have a water bottle?
Yep.
And with a smile on their face, they reach underneath and hand me one?
Yes.
If I can't do that?
Yes. So important.
If I have to carry my luggage?
Yes.
From the vehicle through which I arrived?
Yes.
Into my room?
I'm gone. Put me on the flight back home.
I cannot.
Yeah. No.
I cannot do it.
You're not on vacation. You're at summer camp.
That is so true. I'm on a field trip at school overnight.
Barrier Island.
Jesus Christ.
Learning about the ecosystem.
And you know what?
No. I don't have time. No. I don't have time.
You're either an Airbnb person and you're a hotel person. And unfortunately for the majority of the beginning of our marriages, we were forced to be Airbnb people.
Forced.
For money purposes.
Yes.
So when we do girls trips, we will not.
No.
We do not do.
We are a hotel all day long.
Yep.
Hotel all day long.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with an Airbnb.
No. And there's some really nice ones out there.
Yes, but I just need the water bottle up front. You know what I'm saying?
I need the water bottle up front. I need the housekeeping, if I'm being honest. The thing about Airbnb is you pay too much money.
Too much.
To go on vacation and then have to clean up
after yourself.
If I'm doing dishes on vacation,
we have a problem.
I just want to reevaluate is all I'm saying. Right. I don't want to be bustling around, running around, cleaning the freaking, baseboards.
Right.
Because I'm scared I'm going to get this fee.
Stripping the bed. I don't want to see what's underneath those sheets.
No, I don't want to see.
You don't want me to.
No mattresses, no nothing.
No mattress pads.
I want to live in a world where I come back and it's clean and there's turn down service and there's a little chocolate on the mattress. That's what I want.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yes.
And you make a great point with the waters because the thing about sometimes people don't realize this. I feel like when you travel, water is like a luxury. It's so hard to find sometimes.
$5.
Yeah. And so it's like, if you can just roll up, it's like they always have the ice machines, but they never have a filtered water system.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much ice I get, I either have to let it melt or I'm putting my glass under the sink. Right. Disgusting.
Yeah, no.
And it's, so no. I totally agree. It's like, we need to go to a nice hotel, which I want to be confident that I can go down to the concierge. If I need a reservation, if I need a recommendation, that I trust what they're telling me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they are a man or woman about town. They know what's happening about town.
Right.
And they can tell me about it and I can.
Well, and there's a level, and I think I'm going to try to explain this. We're going to know what's happening.
All day.
The mark of a good hotelier and a concierge is someone who can recognize that we're going to know what's happening and gives us the next level.
Yes.
I know what restaurant's new and exciting. I want to know what people don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are some hotels that are excellent at this, and there are some that are not.
Yes.
And will we always be able to afford the former? No. But that's always our goal.
100%. That's where we're always, I feel like we are to the point where we will push back a trip so that we can save up in order to have that experience.
Yes.
Versus like in your early 20s when you're just dying to get a trip on the books.
You're
and
rabid,
like, yeah. And I love like that. I love that energy. Like
but we have done that.
We've done that and we loved it and it was for its time and for its purpose.
Yep.
But that's not us anymore. I do think, so we have a trip coming up that we are so excited about.
I can't wait.
We're going to, let's say it on 3. Ready?
What are we saying that?
Wait. No. The state.
Okay.
We're saying the state.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hawaii!
I don't know why I keep knocking on the table. I'm sorry. No one's at the door. I just keep knocking.
Hello?
Hi. Welcome. No. We're going to Hawaii. We're
going to the great island of Kauai.
We are so excited. We're going with some of our best friends and our husbands.
Yes.
And we leave in 34 days?
Something like that. And we're gone for 2 weeks.
Count them.
And
1, 2.
And I don't know which legs you are, but I'm flying first class.
I am on the way back. Or Comfort Plus on the way there.
It's my first time flying first class.
Same.
Popping the cherry, baby.
Yes, and it's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, we're going to be ruined, though, because we are economy queens. We are we are main cabin girls.
Yeah. I'm on road 27, and that's the last ride there's ever been.
100%. And because I feel like we are classic, like we're going to show up with our designer bags in our amazing outfits, in our Spanx Air Essential sets.
Yes.
And we're going to walk to 27D because in our minds, it's only a few hours we got to slum it.
Only a few, but not to Hawaii.
There's a lot of hours on the way from South Carolina to Hawaii. I don't know if y'all know this, but it's a far way. It's a trek.
It's an odyssey.
Some would say.
And I would.
Yeah. And we're super excited. We did you get to book with points too?
Yes.
And see, it's like that's the best part. Credit card points are the best thing to happen to society. I can't explain it. I didn't understand it for so long because we were so poor.
Right. Dave Ramsey
couldn't do this.
He's been brought up more.
And I'm just as triggered the second time. Let me just say. Because I'll tell you one thing about Dave Ramsey, and this is okay.
He hates a credit card.
Right now is the last time we talk about him.
Okay, I know, but when you tell me not to say something, I can't.
Y'all don't understand the things. I'm like, hey. Like, I get it. That was hilarious, but like, could be misconstrued. Could be. And literally, it's like the next time she's like,
if someone tells me not to say something, I'm immediately going to say it.
And imagine as her co-host of a podcast.
It's like a tick.
That gets put on the internet. How stressful that is for me. But anyways, this is the last time we're going to talk about Dave Ramsey. But here's my literally
beat it out of me.
My personal experience with Dave Ramsey. It lasted about 2 minutes because we were required at my previous job, which again we'll get into one day. It was required for us to go through a Dave Ramsey course. Mm-hmm. At the time, Clay and I were engaged, and we were so poor it's not even funny. But we were required, so I was like, okay, we're going to do this, whatever. One thing about me, though, if you require me to do something, I will not do it.
Yeah. We hate authority.
I absolutely hate authority. Have from the very first
We hate
days.
an authority figure.
Hate it. So literally, I get this book. I get this DVD. They keep pushing them. It's so expensive and that they're paying for it and they're giving it to us, whatever. I literally flip open the book. I don't even open it to the first page. I just like flip it open like any like chaotic ADD kid in elementary school. And the first paragraph I see, the header is, "You don't actually need a vacation." This is wild that this is coming up on this episode. The header, "You don't actually need a vacation." And I swear on my life.
You said we have different core values.
My 21-year-old self said, flip that book back down, didn't even pop in the DVD because I was like, this man and I will never see eye to eye.
I want to ask you right now, Dave Ramsey, what's the last vacation you went on, bitch? Because I know you have been.
Because I know you have been, you millionaire.
You psycho.
And all I'm saying is, if you don't think I need a vacation, You don't know me at all. I'm a lady of leisure.
Hello?
I mean, I gotta get out and see the world. Sure, if you want me to be depressed.
Sure, if you want my worldview to be tiny.
Sure.
Do you want me to not have empathy for literally anyone else?
Think about that.
I'm confused.
Just a thought. It's simply just a thought. But anyways, so that's my one and only experience. I literally closed the book, and just like I did in high school, anytime I was asked about it, I just made an answer up.
And I love that. That's why you're gonna have an EGOT.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was the start of my acting skills. Because everyone believed me. Everyone thought I watched the DVDs. I did not even have a DVD player. I couldn't even watch them.
We got onto this because we used credit card points.
Anyways, credit card points, right.
But before you go further,
yes,
we're not credit card people in the sense that we can give you recommendations, but you should follow the points guy.
He's amazing.
He'll change your life.
Brian Kelly, love you.
Proceed.
And also let's be friends. I'm just saying. So anyways, we believe in good hotels, good restaurants. We want the level to be high. Like that is a good girls trip. So let's talk about so we're going to Hawaii. We're so excited. We're bringing you along with us.
Yeah, we're bringing all of our equipment.
And
that's chaotic.
But thank God she's in first class on the way there too, because she gets 2 suitcases.
2? What am I going to fill up with?
2 rocks? I'm going to tell you something.
I'm going to bring some shells back. Is that legal?
I don't know, but I'm going to say this right now. I'm bringing a conch shell back.
You have to.
I want a big one.
As big as your head.
Huge. I want it on my coffee table. I want a big conch shell. I want it pink in the middle. I don't know why I'm so fixated on this, but I want it so badly.
Well, you can put it in my bag.
Oh, I will.
Great. We'll
wrapped up in some pajamas.
And that too.
And that's what we're going to do. So anyways, we're going to Hawaii. We're super excited.
Yes.
We literally last night kind of were doing not true planning, but a little like preliminary talks of like, what are the excursions we want to do? And like,
well, I was in the ER, so I missed
this. And that's true. I did forget about that. She was in the ER during this. So here's what you need to know. We all of us had planned.
I had such bad FOMO.
Oh, and honestly, understandably, we had all planned to hang out last night. We were going to come to Hayden's house. We were going to play mahjong.
They always are very generous that they come to our house because we have kids and they don't.
Yeah. But they also have a great house. One day when we're vlogging, I'm going to show them your refrigerator with all of your sodas in it.
Okay.
Because it's amazing.
Ooh.
It's quite the amenity. But anyways, we love Hayden's house. But we had already planned to hang out. Okay. So Michael texts me and Callie and is like, hey, just so you all know, Hayden's in the ER, whatever. And we're like, I'm sorry, what?
Hello, 911. What's your emergency?
So
we've lost her.
Yeah, like I'm like, what do you mean she's in the ER? So anyways, I text her. I'm like, are you good? Do you want me to come sit with you? Whatever.
Which is huge.
Huge.
Morgan is not a hospital person
at all.
So that's her being a good friend.
For 2 years of my life, I lived semi-close to the hospital. And anytime I drove past it, I literally had to block my eyes because it gave me so much anxiety. Again, we'll deep dive into that one day. There's some stuff
we need to unpack on both of us.
Yeah, 100%. We'll have a therapy session and we can't wait.
Oh,
yeah, it'll be fun. But anyways, that's how anxious it makes me. Like immediately I clam up, I'm clenched, I hate all of it. So anyways, but I offered because I also know that she doesn't like a hospital. So I was like, if we're in it together, whatever.
Maybe it'll be fine.
But honestly, as a good friend, even though she's struggling, she's having a hard time, she honestly says,
you
can't handle this.
I wanted to keep King Jesus to myself.
You did. And I'm thankful. And it was perfect for it.
I didn't want to spread the word.
So anyways, where was I going? Oh, you're in the ER.
Y'all were
we had already
last
planned
night.
to hang out.
Yes.
Michael texts, and he's like being extremely casual about this whole ER thing. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, y'all just come over whenever. And
because I thought I'd be back.
Yeah, and we're like, okay. Is Hayden back? And he's like, no, but y'all just come over whenever. She'll be back soon. And we're like, oh, okay, cool.
Genuinely, because we both thought I would be back soon.
Yeah, no, we really did. So we get here, we DoorDash some food. It's kind of our MO. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting here and we start. And I said, I need you to know, I obviously don't have any witnesses here, but I said, guys, I want to talk about Hawaii so bad, but I feel like we should wait for Hayden. And they were like, well, I mean, we could just talk about it again when she gets here. So I just need you to know, like, 2 times yesterday, I was an incredible friend to you.
Wow.
Now, when they started talking about Hawaii, I dove right in.
Yeah.
I dove right in.
Didn't stop them.
Oh, again, you give me an inch. I'm going to take it.
Right.
But
I'm the person that I don't like the planning.
Yeah.
I
So
like
it kinda
you to
worked
plan
out.
for
Yeah.
me.
It kind of worked out, honestly, because I love putting a little plan together, which is funny because I'm not an admin girl and I'm not.
But when it comes to travel,
When it comes to travel, I'm
foaming at the mouth for it.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. I love
Yep.
it. I love it. So anyways, so we start talking about the excursions that we're going to do. We're super excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to bring you along, like we said. And we're just going to have a blast. But again, we haven't even been yet. So we can't really deep dive into that trip.
No, but we can deep dive into ones that we've been on.
We can. We can. So tell us about the very first girls trip we went on.
Was it Atlanta?
Oh, good
For
question.
Reputation?
But we didn't
spend the night that night.
No,
So
we
is
didn't
that
spend the
considered
night.
a girls trip?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so because for me specifically, I wasn't. It was a very last minute thing for me. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
I think you called me the day before or the week, definitely the week of.
Did someone back out?
Someone had to back out.
Okay.
And you called me and you were like, any chance you want to go to Reputation with us?
And you're like, fuck yeah.
And I'm like, are you like
joking? Yes.
what? I didn't even have the words.
Yep.
And I hopped in the car with y'all. We
Yep.
went down to Reputation.
So it was me, you, and Jen and Becca, right?
Yes.
And we
my
had
first time meeting Becca too. I
We
think
had seats so high up at Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz. If you've ever been
We were in
Huge arena.
the stratosphere. We
Literally.
were
touching the stars,
we were in Pluto.
yeah,
And there were empty seats in the bowl.
there were, which is a crime.
And like the criminals we are,
Yep.
we went down and sat there. But the thing you need to know about the people that we went with, and even us when we do something wrong, like not putting the onus only on them, but because also we were paranoid too.
Yeah.
The two people that we went with are the most paranoid people.
Yeah. Very much rule followers.
Yes,
Like
cannot break a rule.
Yeah. Like
So they're like, no, we shouldn't, guys, we shouldn't do this. But then they're like, but we get closer, like maybe okay. So we do it, and the whole time we're like looking behind us, like, oh shit,
turning around, like
they're walking down,
We're
Okay,
scared.
they passed, and then but it was still great.
oh, it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We had so much fun, and really, I mean, at least I feel like for me, I can speak for myself. After like. Once we got like a few songs in,
it was like, you know what, we're fine.
I was like, these people are not coming to their seats now. They're either running late or these didn't sell. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But we picked I will say it, we picked the perfect seats because I've had many events that I have tried to move up and then I get caught and I'm always having to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I read my ticket wrong.
Which we've all played that game. Don't front.
All day long. I know you have too. Don't judge us. But yeah, it was incredible.
Yep.
For me, it was special because I didn't think that I was going to get to see that tour, and I did.
A great tour.
It was also post 1989.
Yes.
That I had seen in Atlanta. That was the best concert of my life. We'll get into that one day. Because I had floor seats and I didn't know. Again,
Whole thing.
little teaser.
Whole thing.
Unreal. But anyway, so Reputation was probably our first time.
But are you referring to New York in 2019?
Yes. That's our big first girls trip.
Okay, so we have a friend. We brought her up before. Her name's Jordan. And she lived in New York for 3, 4, or 5 years. I'm not
Something
sure.
like that, yeah.
She went to grad school at Columbia University. She's our smartest friend by far. And she lived Upper East Side for a season. I think that's where she lived the whole time.
Lived, Upper East Side the whole time.
And her birthday is in March, much like most of our friends.
Yeah.
And we decided to go up and have a birthday trip for her in February.
February going into March.
Yeah. Yes. And we went with Lindsay Luttrell now.
One of our friends from, I say college because
it's college.
Yeah. I didn't go to college, but I lived in Clemson. So just go with me there. Okay. If I ever reference anything from college time,
it's when she lived in Clemson.
Yes.
And then Abigail Hankins, a high school friend of mine, and then a college friend of Jordan's. And it was us and then Jordan.
Yeah, the 5 of us.
So we stayed in an Airbnb, again, poor girl era.
Yeah,
we stayed in Brooklyn, again, poor girl era.
Yeah, because this was before Brooklyn was super rich.
Yes, and we aren't Brooklynites.
It wasn't. You know what I mean? Like now Brooklyn is like
right.
Whew.
But we're not Brooklynites.
No, we're not.
We are island girls.
Yes, having to go over the bridge to do everything we wanted to do
under it
or under the bridge was tough.
Yeah. But this is where you bought your Gucci belt.
Yeah. Some big things happened on this trip.
I met Katy Perry. Well, didn't meet her. But
you did. I mean, but you were right in front of her.
Okay, so Jeff Daniels, who's in the newsroom, who was in Dumb and Dumber, played Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird. on
Broadway.
And I paid a lot of money to go see it. It was like, To Kill a Mockingbird's like my favorite. And I sat second row. And the whole time my chair's getting kicked.
Yeah.
So we have intermission and I'm like stretching. I'm by myself. I'm like turning around. And I look down and this blonde woman with a pixie cut in a pink jacket with a fur collar is the one who's been kicking my chair the whole time. And I do a real quick double take. It's Katy Perry.
I Kissed a Girl, Katy Perry.
The literal Katy Perry kicked my chair.
Now, this was when she was in her Swish Swish Bish era.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate, but keep going.
We need to post the picture.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. In the recap. It's coming. It's coming on Insta. Follow us. Too Much the Podcast.
So that was something.
That was huge.
And then.
So we went. So you need to know something. When we would go to New York with Jordan, we would have like just the most elite experience because she lived there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the first time I ever went to New York was when I was in high school. My grandparents took us and we had the most perfect, like quintessential New York trip. We stayed in the Marriott Marquis in the middle of Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
Went to the Statue of Liberty.
Have to.
Went to 3 Broadway shows.
Yep.
Went like all the things that you're like, oh, it's New York. That's what we did.
It's what makes you fall in love with New York.
Exactly. So it's the perfect trip. Then, but all the other girls' trips were this like super cool. Oh, we've never heard of this restaurant. It's because only the locals know it. Whatever. Mm-hmm. So anytime it was such an elite experience. And when we were planning this trip, we all had one place we wanted to go. Well, really, we had 2 places we wanted to go. One was the Polo Bar, which we'll get to, and then one was Lauderay.
For the macarons.
If you know what Lauderay is, I'm sure you do because you're listening to this podcast.
Well, I studied abroad in college and went to the original.
She loves bringing that up.
I do. I went to the original one on the Champs-Élysées in France. And
yes.
It changed my life. Like,
yes.
It was unbelievably designed. The decor was amazing. The macarons were amazing. The food was amazing. So I had a very positive experience in France at this French bistro.
Yes. So she was saying, oh my gosh, y'all, we have to go. And I'm like, absolutely. This was like...
Everyone's on my side.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we were all... This was also post big Gossip Girl era.
Yes.
Like Gossip Girl had come to Netflix.
Place.
So we were all watching... we're all comparing ourselves to Serena and Blair. Like that it was just, big Gossip Girl era. So we're like, we want the macarons. We want to go to Lauderay. We go to Lauderay. Have a gorgeous, beautiful lunch. It is fabulous.
Yes.
I think I had like French onion soup and a sandwich.
I know what I had.
Tell me what you had.
I had a Caesar salad with lobster on top in February in New York City.
Not peak lobster season.
We get on the subway later that day.
I'm sorry.
It gets more good every time.
It's so good, y'all. It's so good. I could only pray that it translate on this podcast.
Will you tell them what you saw happen to me on the subway?
So we get on the subway. Again, we're going back to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we're
No. We're going to TKS up near Lincoln Center.
You're so right. I'm sorry. We weren't going back to Brooklyn. We were going to TKS because we were trying to get tickets to Kinky Boots. And we're on the subway, and I look over. It is February, guys, so it's probably 18 degrees outside, okay?
But we're on the subway, which is hot as shit.
So hot. I think you were wearing...
I was wearing a fuzzy sweater.
Yes, like a super fuzzy, like eyelash sweater. And if you're not watching on video, I'm begging you, please go to the YouTube and watch this right now. I watch Hayden's eyes just like cross. Like typical, like just woozy, like what?
Like, oh, she's green.
And I like look over, her face is white as a sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Hayden, are you okay?
No.
And she's like,
I was not.
Oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, okay. She immediately, middle of the subway, middle of February, rips off her sweater, which she's wearing.
Thankfully, I had a tank top on.
Yeah, thankfully she's wearing a cami under it.
Very bizarre.
Very bizarre.
Not my normal MO.
No, because it's not 2008. But she was wearing a cami. So she's wearing cami. Her bra is like fully out, like middle of the subway. And she's literally just like...
Well, so then we get out of the car.
Well, no. I look at her, because you missed my favorite part.
Oh.
I go.
I'm so nervous.
I go, Hayden, like, are you just not feeling well? She goes, I think it was the lobster.
Can confirm it was the lobster.
It was the lobster.
So we get out.
We get off on the next stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're like, clearly she's
not making
she's going down.
She's not making it. Jordan's rolling her eyes in the corner.
Literally, Jordan's
so
like,
annoyed.
this is so annoying. You're slowing me down. Abigail and Lindsay nowhere to be found.
Friends.
I have no idea where Abigail and Lindsay are.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to know. Y'all already learned this about me. I hate anything medical. I hate throwing up more than anything in the world. I hate passing out. I hate any problem.
She doesn't want to be around.
I'm not your girl, but here I am right next to her. Mm-hmm. And we get out. We get her up the stairs. She immediately in a subway station. Okay,
New York City,
the great Big Apple, sits on the ground.
I was so
in her tank top, and she goes, blow my neck, just blow my neck.
And Lindsay nearly starts blowing on my neck. Morgan's going, okay.
And I'm like looking around because honestly I'm so embarrassed. And I'm like,
then the police walk up.
So the police walks up. Okay, and this is NYPD. All right, this is not like
two men
just roll up in their little hats. She's literally slumped over on the ground. Lindsay's blowing
sweat
on her neck.
Yep.
Cops roll up. I look them in the eyes, and this man looks at me and goes, "She need an ambulance."
And Morgan goes, I don't know, does she?
I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, no.
Get away. Tell them to walk away.
And I'm like, she's like, it's $10,000. I can't afford it. No. And I'm like, okay. So we keep blowing on her neck. She's still white as a sheet. By the way, the cops just walk away.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. Literally, they couldn't have cared less.
Yes.
There was not an ounce of
compassion, which I deserved.
Yeah, truly. You did it to yourself. They were not having it.
Well, then we make it to a Starbucks.
We do. Essentially, we get her up the stairs.
To the cold air, which helped so much.
Yes. It finally cooled off. We get to the corner of this Starbucks, and she's like, I'm going to the bathroom, stand outside. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay.
Were you in there with me, or was it Lindsay?
In the Starbucks?
Yeah.
No, I was with you.
So you saw everyone give me the stink eye.
Oh, absolutely. What happened was, she goes in, it's a Starbucks. So
and
it's
it's locked.
Yeah, a single bathroom. She gets in there.
I had some issues, y'all.
Issues were happening. I was standing outside of it, like standing guard. But then 10 minutes go by.
I had issues.
And I'm like, now I'm embarrassed. So
God.
Walk outside.
No longer leaves her post.
So I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot have these people staring at me and being like, why are you standing in front of this bathroom? Like, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. So when she walked out, I did walk back inside at some point because I was like, okay, is she dead? Like, I need to figure this out. And she was walking out, and I'm telling you, everyone was so mad at me. Literally, I'm surprised a riot didn't start.
And I don't understand that. I'm like, I'm sick.
Yeah, but
it's New York.
It's New York. They don't care.
New York.
You need an ambulance to get out of here. Get over it and get out. Like, that's just the way that it is.
You're not taking me to Mount Sinai. It ain't happening.
No, they don't care. They don't care. You're not going to St. Brendan's.
Couldn't be
AKA where Mindy Lahiri works.
Oh my God, love her.
And anyways, so it was literally one of the funniest things I'd ever witnessed in my life.
Every year for Morgan's birthday, November 11th, I will post the picture on my Instagram story because I know it brings her so much joy. And we'll put it in the recap. Carousel.
Yeah, we'll put it in the carousel.
Yeah,
it is the funniest.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I even made it through because most of the time telling the story I can't. I can't. I had to put on for the camera. I'm telling you, it was absolutely hilarious. One of the funniest things. And there was an unfortunate part.
I missed the polo bar.
She missed the first time we went to the polo bar. And that was tough. Because that, again, we've already mentioned it. We are going to have a canon events episode where we talk about canon events in our life.
Polo bar.
First time I went to the polo bar, canon event.
Specifically for me, the polo bar bathroom.
100%.
Beautiful. The green tile.
From top to bottom.
Yeah.
It is.
The little puff pastry.
Oh my gosh. There's nothing better. With some butter.
I want to come back to the New York trip.
Yeah, we'd love to.
But I do think that while we're on the vein of me ruining trips, we should mention what happened when we went on the yacht.
Yes. Okay. Preface. So, Hayden and I were given the opportunity, and wouldn't you know,
it's Jordan again.
It's because of Jordan again.
Pops up once again.
The one of our friends that doesn't have time to listen to this podcast because she's doing real stuff.
Doesn't care at all about it.
She, for her bachelorette trip, because of some family connections, whatever, we get to go on essentially an all expenses paid, other than our flight.
Only thing we pay for is flight.
Yacht trip in the Bahamas.
How long was the yacht? It was very big.
Oh, gigantic.
It was like 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, at least.
Full
right?
staff.
Full staff.
We had a chef.
We
had
chef, a stew.
3 stews.
Yeah.
2 stews and a captain.
Yes. It was like we're not talking about a big boat.
This isn't a cruise.
Okay.
This was we were Kim Kardashian.
Yes, like yacht. Okay.
Like a literal yacht. No one else is on there. Everything that we wanted to do before we even thought it was taken care of.
Was happening. It doesn't matter what time of day. It doesn't matter what we were doing. We were going to come back. There were going to be snacks. Mm-hmm. There were going to be drinks.
We had a pre-breakfast.
When
you woke up, there were yogurt, granola, bread, whatever
muffins,
laid out.
Croissants.
And then breakfast would happen.
A full breakfast.
Where we would sit down and have things like breakfast tacos.
Yeah, and bacon and Gordon Ramsay eggs.
I mean.
Like the best food you've probably ever had in your life.
I would flippantly mention I wanted guacamole and it would show up.
100%. One time, do you remember when we were in the hot tub? Mm-hmm. And we were all talking about queso?
And it showed up?
And literally it just showed up. We didn't even ask for it. It just showed up. It was, but that would happen all the time. It was all amazing. Same thing, like at one point we were on the like upper deck and I remember talking about how much I love palomas.
Showed up with a paloma.
A tray of palomas. And I'm like.
It was insane.
It was insane. It was literally the best trip of our lives.
So because of that,
yes.
I had to go.
Oh, 100%.
But the circumstances surrounding which in my current life or in my current state of life was that I was 3 months postpartum.
3.
And my son was born 7 weeks early, which is almost 2 months early. Mm-hmm. And I, to this day, will be forever grateful because I would not have been able to go on this yacht trip had he not come early.
Oh, yeah. Gus knew.
He said, I got to get mom on that boat.
He was like, I've heard the talks. Yeah. I've heard how depressed she'll be. I felt it in my bones. And if I don't come early, this bitch is going to hate me forever.
So another factor in that, and if you don't have kids, this wouldn't not make sense. It makes sense, but it wouldn't register. Because he was premature, he did not breastfeed.
Yeah.
And because he was so early, he had an NG tube. And so he never learned to breastfeed because the last trimester of pregnancy is them literally learning how to suck. And I pumped exclusively. Mm-hmm. And if I had been breastfeeding him, I would not have been able to go on this trip as well.
Yeah.
So was it the most responsible thing I've ever done? Probably, yeah, because my mental health is important.
100%. Get yourself first.
So we went to the Bahamas. We went to Nassau, and that's where we left, right?
Yeah, we flew into Nassau. That was where we docked.
Yep.
And then we went out and we went to all these different islands. Yep. Like it was.
So we went to one island that has the pigs.
Yes. I think it's literally called Pig Island.
And there was a little tiny piglet.
A little piglet.
My son has red hair, Gus. The piglet had red hair.
Yes.
And immediately my milk lets down.
Yeah.
Which means my body thinks that Gus is around.
And she needs to breastfeed.
And I need to breastfeed him. And I swear to God, I would have picked that pig up if I was allowed.
And we had to stop you.
I was like, he needs me.
Tears in her eyes. She's climbing off the boat. We're like, Hayden, no. Like, please calm down. We literally are
I'm like, it's Gus.
She's like, it's Gus. I have to have it. And we're like, no,
that pig is going to bite your nipple off.
Literally. And like, because it's literally honking in the water. And I'm like, no, you're not picking up that piglet. Like, no. It literally had to fight her.
I also have a picture of this I'll post.
Yes. We'll
not me fighting the piglet itself.
But the piglet.
It looks a lot like my son. You'll get it.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll see the resemblance. They're basically brothers. But also at breakfast time, well, I mean, multiple meals, but at breakfast specifically, she would always be pumping. Now, the men who owned the boat, we love with our very being.
They're our gunkles.
They are our gunkles. We love them forever. And because they are our gunkles, mm-hmm. they're not afraid to speak their minds.
Never happened. And
I'm telling you,
they brutally made fun of me.
I mean,
it was amazing.
Absolutely flamed her while she would sit and
like, oh, your boobs look like that?
And they'd go, so what should we call you, a cow? And it's like,
I've lost my appetite.
Like, that's disgusting. What do you mean you're pumping at the table?
It's like so funny.
Literally just didn't care. Had
I loved it so much.
No filter. Yeah, it was
if perfect. They were supportive, it would have sucked.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked.
It would not have.
It wouldn't have worked. Yeah. The dynamic wouldn't have worked. It would have been totally thrown off. But anyways,
the whole of the story.
Yes.
is what?
Okay, so there's two things I feel like we need to bring up.
Okay.
One about you, one about me.
Okay.
Yours is going to be the last one, though, because it's absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
So we get to this trip. Again, we are on a yacht, a 2-story yacht, okay?
I know what story you're telling.
Something you need to know about me is I can be very spontaneous. I really don't have, like, my fears all lie in, like, medical anxiety, like a heart attack, a stroke, or whatever, okay? I don't have a fear of heights. I don't have a fear of, like, doing things. Like, I just don't. Or I didn't. Whatever. Maybe I didn't think I did. So, as you've always seen on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, on any Bravo show, anything that involves a yacht, like
Below
Housewives, whatever, Below Deck, oh my gosh.
That was our life for a week.
We, all of a sudden, we're like, we have to jump off into the water from the second story. Like, we have to. That's
and everyone agreed with us.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, we have to do this. And I'm like, absolutely can't wait. Let's make it happen. So Rachel's the first to go, our friend Rachel.
Which, not surprising at all.
Not surprising.
She's a champion amongst champions.
We will post the video.
Yes, it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. She basically almost breaks her neck, but she doesn't.
Spoiler, she's fine.
She's fine. She went first. Then we kind of line up and we're all going. I'm towards the back, not because I wanted to go last. I just was, whatever.
Me too, because I'm thinking, maybe should I jump because I've just given birth? Maybe not.
Who knows? Y'all, I put my legs over the, like, railing.
Mental block.
Biggest mental block I've ever
down.
Experienced in my life.
Shut down immediately.
And all of my friends are there. I mean, I'm telling you, with most of these girls I've known for years. Mm-hmm. And they're all like, what's happening to you? Mm-hmm. I am shaking. I am trembling. I am petrified of jumping off this thing. And I don't know why. And the gunkles are behind me and they're like, we're going to push you. We're going to push you.
And you're like, I swear to God, if you push
I'm threatening their lives. I mean, I am being so mean because of this mental block. And it's not that high, y'all. Like, I have jumped off high dives higher than this. Okay. And I'm telling you, I can't do it. So I'm standing up there. I'm trembling. I can't. Hayden's behind me. Mm-hmm. This is a big friend.
We've been good friends to each other.
We have been. Hayden's like, will you feel better if I jump with you? And I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Well, then I get a mental block.
So and then we're just both stuck there.
And we're both like, fuck.
Scared out of our minds. And we were literally just sitting there and we're like, we can't do this. Like, we really can't do this. Well, I don't know. So I do this thing. I've done this thing in my life for so long, depending on different things. It doesn't even have to be hard things. Like, most of the time, honestly, it's me getting out of bed. Where, like, a countdown does something to my brain that just makes me do whatever. Like, if I don't want to get out of bed, I will literally go 3, 2, 1, and something just enacts in me.
Yeah.
So that's literally what we ended up having to do.
And then we jump.
We're like, we don't think, we just jump. So we literally said 3, 2, 1, we jump. It was the farthest jump in the world. But
we did it.
So fun. We did it. We did it twice.
Did we do it twice?
I did it twice.
I didn't do it twice.
I remember coming out of the water because it had been such a show.
Show is exactly.
I remember coming out of the water and being like, hell yeah! I'm screaming, like, literally, I'm so sorry if you're wearing AirPods. Like, I'm screaming out of the water. Like, I mean, explicits like you've never heard because I am just, the adrenaline is like,
it was
piercing through me. So then it's like, I almost have to prove to myself I can do it again. I can't just do it one time. And I did it again. Mm-hmm. And I just remember, like, everyone applauding me, being so, like.
You had your biggest fans.
Yes. And it was adrenaline like I probably hadn't felt ever in my life, to be honest with you, because I'm spontaneous, but I'm not like
you're not an adrenaline junkie.
Like a thrill seeker, yeah. And I was like, I get it. I get why people get high off this. It was wild. So anyway, so that was my mental block there. Okay, the other story we must tell. The whole time where there's like jet skis, there's tubes, there's slides, like, and we're all saying like we want to play with like the toys. Okay?
Well, something you need to know about Jordan is if you give her an opportunity to go to Carowinds, she's going.
She loves it.
If there's a Tower of Terror, she's on it. Like there is. She might be a thrill seeker.
She really kind of is.
It is like wild to me because it's so not in tandem with who she is, and all she wanted to do was tube.
All she wanted to do.
And we're all almost 30.
Yes.
And we're all like, no, I don't really want to tube.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, we will because it's your bachelorette trip, but
no one had that thought yet, though. And then she, like, this was Thursday. We were leaving on Saturday.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, guys, I really want to tube. And no one was stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm not here for me. I'm here for her. I'm a bridesmaid. Like, I'm her bitch. I'll go tubing with you.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Bad move.
Because I didn't have a core because I'm 3 months postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no core strength, which I didn't think about. Didn't think about much, really. And I go tubing with her.
Yep.
And we go for a very long time. I keep waiting for her to call it. I keep looking at her like, please call it. Like, call it.
And Jordan's doing the like, go faster,
and I'm just like,
faster.
That's not my shit, man. That is not my shit. So,
but also, me and Lindsay Neely Luttrell
wanted to go too.
Well, we wanted to go too, but we were on jet skis together.
That's right.
So we were on the jet ski, kind of like circling y'all.
Yeah, like sharks,
which was kind of hilarious in how this all played out. So the captain is like driving in circles, and we go over waves that he has made. We go over one, no problem, and we've gone over multiple. Yeah, but we go over a pretty big one. And you know, when you land on a tube, you hit, I mean, it's pretty intense. Like, you're like landing on, feels like solid ground. Well, wouldn't you know, when we did that the second time, my spine overextended. Yep. And I broke my back. Yeah. And I couldn't move. So we also have a picture of this. Yes. So me and Lindsay are jet skiing around, just like zeep, zeep, zop, zop, zop. And we see the boat that they're tubing from come to a halt. Immediate halt. And we're like, because I can't move. So Jordan's like pointing to her, like, come here, you know, whatever. And we're like, what is going on? My breath is gone. Yeah. We jet ski over to the boat. The guy who is driving the boat, who we all had a crush on. Yeah. He had long, swabby hair. So cute. We wanted one of the girls to end up with him. Yes. We were dying for them to get together, but it didn't happen. We get over, and Hayden is literally slumped on the side. I cannot sit up straight. I literally know. I cannot get up. And she's going, I hurt my back. I hurt my back. I hurt my back. All of my most embarrassing moments in life have happened with Morgan. And it's my pride and joy. I am so thankful that is the case, because it's given me some of the funniest moments in my life. So she's like, my back. Okay. So we can't move. We literally think that her spine's broken. So we can't move you into the boat. Right. Everyone's freaked. Like, and I don't know. I heard a pop. Yes. So that's the other thing she said. I heard a pop. I heard a pop. I heard a pop. I don't know. I heard a pop. That's all she said. So in my mind, my spine's broken. The pain's bad enough to where it could make sense, but it's also like, I feel like if my spine was broken, I wouldn't feel my bottom half. And I feel totally. The pain paralyzed. Yeah, I feel the pain there. Yeah. So I think I'm not paralyzed. Yes. But we're like being super careful. So like reasonably. We have to like basically at 2 miles an hour, we're jet skiing next to them. We've got the I'm still on the tube. Yeah, she's not exited the tube yet. I'm just like slowly at literally 5 miles an hour, just trying to get back to the yacht. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. We get to the landing. It's like literally all the guys on board are trying to like get her without like moving her back enough. My ass is out. Yeah, like everything's out. We're all just like, what is even happening? We get her up the stairs. We lay her back on her back. And she is literally in the middle of an existential crisis. I am trying so hard not to cry. Like I am trying not to ruin everyone's fun. Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking like, y'all just go about your day. Like, just leave me here. Yeah, like, I'm just saying it. Like, and I'm like, my lip is quivering. I'm 100%. Like, please do not look at me again. Yeah. Don't be nice to me. But walk away. Ignore me. Yeah. And one of the gunkles has a little bit of a flair for the dramatic. Because you're never going to walk again. Because we are going to get the trauma. We're going to get the helicopter out. We're going to airlift
you out of here.
Get
You're never
airlift out of here.
You're never gonna walk again. I'm gonna get you home to your family.
And I'm gonna stay by you. I'm gonna stick next to you.
And I think Morgan's like behind, and I'm like looking at her, and there's like a tear streaming down my face, and I'm like,
okay.
get him away.
Yes.
Get him away.
So
from
I
me.
literally go find his partner.
Yes.
And I go find the captain, and I'm like, hey. I love his heart.
He's exacerbating.
Yeah. I love his heart. I need y'all to get him out of here stat. And I literally said, I'm the only person in this room. I just took charge. I said, I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. Y'all get him out. He's just, again, love his heart, but just also ripping his vape
like there's no tomorrow.
Because he's so stressed out. The whole situation is stressing him out.
As he should be.
He is literally hitting this vape every 2 seconds. I get them out. I'm like, hey, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. He's like literally exiting the room and being like, she's never going to breastfeed again. She's never going to be able to hold her baby again. She won't be able to hold her son. And I'm literally, and she's like, these are all of her fears going through. And I'm like, you will hold Gus again. It's okay.
We're like, you don't know that. Yeah. You're not a doctor.
And I'm like, it's going to be fine. Like, just calm down. Like, I am literally trying so hard to just like get her back into reality. Like, it is fine. You're going to be fine. Like, it's going to be okay. Eventually, though, we do get you back up.
I get into a chair where I spend the night.
Yes.
The next 2 nights.
Yes.
In the chair in the living room.
But then you kind of bounce back.
Yeah, I was able to walk.
Yeah, like you bounce back eventually. Like,
I was on enough pain medication that I was able to walk. Now, I was in physical therapy for 16 months.
And worth it.
Every week. Could not pick Gus up by myself for a good month.
Yeah. The plane ride back was pretty horrible. I remember that being like a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we are.
But
stronger than ever.
She's walking now. And we're thankful.
Why does this always happen? Maybe I should stop traveling with you.
No. No, we have too much fun. No, you'll be fine. We just got to get you like...
I'm not an accident.
Assistance.
I'm not an accident prone person.
That's what's funny. I was going to say this. Like, you're not an accident prone person. You're not clumsy.
Take risks. I don't do things that are going to put me in a situation that's going to make me hurt myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very much like a vegetable. Like, I just like to sit around and read and not do anything nuts besides run my mouth.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I am around Morgan on a trip, I'm going to hurt something.
And it's my favorite thing. Now, we did go to New York last year again.
Yeah.
For the Eras tour. Whoa. Whoa. I literally yesterday was actually in my car. This is funny that we're talking about this. And I had the thought, just like randomly, like, I miss when the Eras tour was happening.
Okay, so here's what happened. I knew that I had to see the Eras tour. She hadn't been on tour in 4 years.
Yep.
We're post-COVID era. She had so much that she had to make up for. I was very interested to see how she was going to do it. She announced this Eras. We're all freaking out. And I am like part of the verified fans, as we probably all are.
Yep.
And I sign up, and I have kids, so I can't like be certain places at certain times, as we've learned. Yep. But my sister could. And so I said, Addison, I need you to get in the queue, whatever. She gets 6 tickets. Mm-hmm. Like the actual badass she is.
Literally. Our angel.
And no one's been able to get tickets.
No.
And it's very specific that we have to go to this show because it's Phoebe Bridgers and Gracie Abrams opening, who are 2 of my favorite artists, alongside of Taylor. And it's New York. Of course, we're going to make it a thing. So I immediately get off the phone with my sister that she's confirmed she's got 6 tickets. She's got people going with her. I call Morgan and I call Jordan. Neither of them answer. And I say, unacceptable. Yep. So I call them again. Yep. And I think I call you a 3rd time. And you finally answer and like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just got us tickets to Sierra's at MetLife. Yep. And our lives haven't been the same.
No. Again, this is a crossover with a Canon event because it was a Canon event for us.
Right.
So I, in this moment, am having one of the worst days at work I could possibly have. Yeah. I am covered in dust. I'm in the middle of a warehouse in Greenwood.
Which,
tough situation.
Tough.
I've driven a box truck there.
No.
I'm covered in dust. I'm having to move a whole bunch of like Christmas decorations and stuff. Anyways, I'm moving a bunch of stuff. I'm sweating. It's disgusting. It's so cold outside. It's like everything's going wrong today. And I keep getting these calls from Hayden. And again, the only reason why I couldn't answer was, one, I didn't have my phone on me. Mm-hmm. And I was in this warehouse. So Finally, I hear it vibrating. I'm like, hold on, I think I'm getting a call. It's Hayden. She's called 3 times. I'm like, oh my God, she's dying.
Yep.
She calls me to tell me that she got Eras tickets. And I screamed bloody murder.
Yep.
Like I literally, I'm with 2 of my friends, Derek and Amy, and they're like, what's going on? What's going on? What's
Hayden's
happening?
dead,
Like,
right?
whatever. And I'm like, she got us Eras tickets. Like I cannot even fathom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't care the price. I don't care the details.
We paid face value.
Face value.
For 9 rows back on the floor.
On the floor. We all made eye contact with Taylor.
She, like, okay, so the Eras tour is like, or the stage is like stage, walkway, diamond, stage. We're on this part of the diamond, like right
here, like on the corner, like on the side.
We are on the diamond, and so I have a basically first row because even though we're 9 rows back, I'm on the end of the one of the diamond, and she walks up and we make out.
Yeah, literally.
It was transcendent.
Yes, it was one. I mean, it was probably the best show I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, no question. I don't know even why I said one. It's in New York. We're with our friends.
Callie ends up coming because Callie and I were not friends before this.
Yes, yeah. This was our bonding moment with Callie.
Yeah.
Because our friend Rachel was supposed to go,
but she was pregnant.
Again. And y'all keep wondering why I don't get pregnant.
And you know,
I haven't had to say no to a trip yet.
There's something there.
Just saying.
There's something there.
So Rachel, and this is still a sore subject for Rachel. We still don't really talk about it with her because it does hurt her, and I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But Rachel wasn't able to go. So Callie, she had become one of our mahjong friends. I was really good friends with her husband, Derek, from working with him. And so she's kind of coming in.
And we're like, Callie's tiptoeing around us.
Yeah. But we learn, this was when we were learning that like Callie's down.
And if I could go back and do it's like reading a good book for the first time.
Yeah.
Like learning who Callie was is how I feel.
Yeah.
Like that's the same way.
Yeah.
So we're like talking about it and I'm like, okay, Rachel can't go. And Callie's like in the corner going, I could go.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go.
And we're like, wait,
so
hold
casually.
on. You want to go with that? Like, you like us enough to go
on a trip with us?
And she's like, yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, like, I'll do it. And we're like,
so thrilled.
So we're like, so we're complete now.
Yeah.
Like, we know who's going.
So we stay at the Empire.
At
near Lincoln Center.
Shout out to Chuck Bass.
Yep. And Callie sleeps like a vampire.
She does.
I wake up in the middle of the night because, I've had children. And Callie is laid back, arms crossed over her chest, she's on her back, eyes closed, and doesn't move.
Silent.
That's how she wakes up. That's how she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And I thought, she's an immortal.
Literally. We are friends with a vampire.
For forever.
Yeah. No, 100%. And because of course it's me and Hayden sharing a bed, and then it's Jordan and
Jordan was
Callie.
very early pregnant. She told us on the flight there.
Yes, which was such a fun way to find out.
And come to find out, Callie was just trying not to kick the shit out of her.
Yes, 100%. She was like just scared, which is understandable.
And
if I would be scared of pregnant Jordan, a newly pregnant person. That's honestly why I was like, no, Hayden, we're gonna sleep together because I'm kind of scared of pregnant people. It's been a thing since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
again, it's medical.
Yeah, they scare me. So anyways, that was our, so the moms, so we had like the moms and then me and Callie. And when the first night we got there, or the first day, I should say, Jordan's exhausted as she should be.
Very morning sick.
Yes.
Like every smell is triggering to her, which New York's not the best place for that.
True. And it was also right after weed was legalized. And so, or not right after, but it was like after.
It was very
So it was just a different experience. So Hayden's like also like, I'm momming, I'll take a nap, I'm hanging. Me and Callie go to Central Park. We go to Starbucks to get plastic cups.
Mm-hmm.
We go to this wine and spirit store right next to it, get a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
Go and sit in Central Park. And that was where Callie and I
bonded.
Truly became real friends.
Yep.
It then started pouring down rain on us, where we had to run into the what is it called? The cake girl.
Wait, the cake girl.
The
Magnolia Bakery?
No. The other one.
Le'Veon.
No, she was on the she was on
I can only go so far.
On Netflix, and she has the little truffles, and it's like super cute pink writing. It's
not Tabitha. Yolanda. No. You know who I'm talking about. No.
I don't know. Either way, we have to run in there, and And we're like getting, but it was so fun because we were like, oh, we're getting truffles, we're getting this, we're getting whatever. Like we made the best out of it, but it was like truly our like friendship
canon event.
Yeah, like consecration. That's like
that's a great
word.
word.
Thank you. Remember, I got a perfect score at the SAT.
Mm-hmm. Never forget. So,
anyways, it was one of the best trips of our life.
We saw Parade, and Benjamin Platt was there,
starring.
And that was
huge for us.
That to me felt as important as Hamilton did.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Hamilton, but it's okay.
You better be going in February with us.
I know.
But Hamilton to me is a canon event for sure.
Yeah.
Parade felt that way, in the same regards, but for race.
Oh yeah. Well, it was just like an incredible, like the way the story was told.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You can't walk out of there and not be
moved,
wholly affected.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, this was so,
yep.
I don't even know the word, like just rich in just like
it was great.
Feeling and emotion and empathy and hurt.
Yep.
And it was phenomenal.
We got tea at the Whitby. We saw Some Like It Hot. We went to Polo Bar again. Well, it was my first time.
It was her first time, my second time, which I love to say, that I've been to Polo Bar twice. It was incredible. I got the burger this time. No, I got the burger the first time. I got the branzina the second time.
Yeah.
And then I got the sundae, which is all like classic Polo Bar things.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we do? Did we see a third show?
The third show was Taylor.
Oh, duh. Yes.
Yep.
I was going to say, we always had things going. And then, of course, we ended it with Taylor. Taylor was our last night.
Yeah.
And it was like the perfect, like...
And we had as soon as we got back at 3 a.m., we ordered a whole pizza.
Yes, Joe's Pizza. It was
so good.
Best tasting pizza I've ever had in my life.
It was awesome.
Because I was starving. I'm also starving right now, but
Me
it's fine.
too.
Starving. We're going to DoorDash something right after this.
We are, for sure.
But yeah, so anyways, it was... That girl's trip was one of our best, if not our best.
Yeah, that one was... unreal.
Because you had no ailments.
And I was reading Bridgerton for the first time.
That was big.
And that's also a canon event?
I think, was I finishing up? No.
You were doing Finlay Donovan.
Yes, I was. I was about to say. I'd already...
Because y'all were trying to talk me into Finlay Donovan.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some really good trips.
We really have.
I think we need to save the strip club story.
I think so too.
I think...
We'll save it.
I think we have to.
I know we keep teasing it, but it's just because it's that funny.
It's so good.
We'll save it. Because there are a couple more that we've gone on that we haven't mentioned, like a couple trips.
Yeah.
So we'll save.
The other option off camera is that we keep going and we split this into 2 episodes.
No, I think we pause.
Okay.
I think we pause. You got to leave them wanting more.
You're right. Here's what we want to know. I want to know what's the best trip you've been on.
Yes. We
genuinely want to know because we want to go on it.
Yes.
We love a recommendation and it better be good. We want to know where you want to go.
Yeah. What's your dream trip?
And are you high strung or are you laid back?
Yeah. We want to know. Because we want to know. Because we're friends.
We love girls trip.
Love a girls trip.
We would love if you would take us on one. Just let me know.
Literally call us.
Unfortunately, you do have to pay for it. But you know, we've been saying that this whole time.
The thing is, we're great company. We're worth every penny.
We are entertainment in and of itself.
In and of itself. You don't even have to pay for a show. Except we love shows, so we do need to go to a show. But we are also a show during the day.
But if you took me somewhere that wasn't New York, we wouldn't have to go to a show necessarily.
That's true.
We could be the show at night.
That's true. And we would.
And we'd play Mahjong with you.
We play Mahjong with you.
We could bring some nice sets.
We could needlepoint together.
Oh, cute!
I'm a great driver. So
Yeah,
I
love
everywhere.
Morgan. Morgan's my chauffeur.
Yeah. And I prefer to be the chauffeur. Mm-hmm. So I drive you everywhere. You don't have to think about it.
Great.
Let's
I'm
just
just
saying.
Get it on the calendar.
Can't wait!
All right, let's end it up. Let's shut it down.
Thank you so much for listening to the Too Much podcast. Make sure you rate us, review us.
Yes, 5 stars.
Leave a comment.
Yes.
Follow us on social.
Yes.
Be our best friends.
Yes.
And until then, we're gonna scorch the earth. See ya.
Bye.